We're both in it.
I know. Alright, there we go.
What's up, you fools? Matt is United, your favorite Eurovision show here with my buddy Zach. Actually, as you can see, the show is ending right now. This was the semi-final 2 show. We have the 10 qualifiers and the 26 finalists, but we're not going to even talk about that. We're letting everyone just slowly come in here and see what's going on. Not even going to the songs right now, Zach. Your thoughts about the show?
My thoughts about the show, much cleaner than semi-final 1, particularly the rehearsals. I think we're going to see a lot of production issues go away. My one gripe is that it almost seemed that more care was paid towards Madonna than the 26 artists, and I hope that doesn't continue on Saturday. Focus should be on the competing artists, not the interval act, unless they're the Shalva Band. The Shalva Band are my winner tonight.
Really?
Yes.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, I don't know the Shalva Band, so I was not didn't have any connection with it. The song was kind of boring to me, but she had a pretty voice.
They both had, they have really great voices.
Yeah.
There's some people here in Israel saying, look, we aren't going to win with that song.
Yeah.
If we had the Shalva Band, we could have gone back to back.
But you don't know the song what they would have had.
Yeah, I know, but it's just the buzz. I mean, people love Kobe, but they also love the Shalva Band, and I think there's a lot of people who said, we missed out on this opportunity, but we respect them for that. Yeah.
But there is so much going on. People saying there's a bad sound, so give me 1 second here. I don't see why the sound is bad. We didn't change anything.
There must be a lot of noise.
Yeah, let me know if it's still bad.
It being taken from the webcam or the...
My voice is too deep. I didn't do any changes. Let me try this. Let's see what's going on. We're fixing the sound. So, let's talk this through here real quick. We have 10 qualifiers. Now, a lot of people we sound really deep. It's bad. There's nothing I can do about it, my friends. It's like nothing. So, I don't know. The microphone is fine. I don't know what else this is. So, I don't know. It's really noisy in here right now. It looks all fine on our end. The sound. But let's talk because there's not much we control about the sound. So, what are your thoughts?
What are my thoughts? My thoughts overall, not too many surprises like there were in semi-final 1. I would say the big surprise would probably be the qualification of Albania, and I wouldn't say that's a complete shocker.
Mm-hmm.
There are a couple on the team, not me, but who thought Albania would have a spot in the final, and they were proved to be right.
Yes. So there's a lot going on, and let's talk this through here. First of all, I feel good about this one. I got 9 out of 10 right, which doesn't happen a whole lot anymore these days. So I feel good. The first qualifier that was announced sounds good. Was
Switzerland.
North Macedonia was the first one.
Are we going in order of qualification as noted?
I want to know as they're announced.
Okay. North Macedonia. We actually thought they were going to hold off for a while announcing them. But it's great to see North Macedonia back in the final for the first time in 7 years. Last time they qualified was 2012. We talked about this before with North Macedonia and Switzerland qualifying. Countries who are competing have had a pretty good qualification record across the last few years. The country with the longest streak now is Montenegro, but even that's respectable, 2015.
Exactly.
Dare I say it, I would worry if you were a Dutch fan that North Macedonia may have slightly taken some of the shine away from Duncan. So this is a semifinal, everything's over, Duncan's in, but hope that she does not go after Duncan again, which will likely not happen.
Yeah.
and be thankful that she won't, because
Yes.
I really do think she may have benefited from Duncan as well. But I think there's a lot to consider about her performance and how strong it was tonight, and in the jury show yesterday.
So I feel like, I mean, when North Macedonia was like, okay, this is going to be an interesting result show. Because Sean and I were talking, if North Macedonia would qualify, we thought this could be potentially the last one to be announced. But that didn't happen. It was the first one. The opposite. Of course, everyone's very, very happy about it. And I am happy about it. It's not even like that high in my ranking, but it was beautifully performed. And I knew it would be a jury favorite. And everyone, regardless of what you may think of the song, is happy for North Macedonia. It's been so long. I feel like, oh gosh, if they don't qualify, are they going to withdraw? There's always a fear, of certain countries that it's not worth it putting all that money and effort into it if we never ever going to qualify. And they had good songs over the last few years, but then staging didn't work out. Now the staging worked out in the end, and it did pay off. I'm super excited, and hey. So, yay Norway, we get a message there from Robert. Thank you so much for the super chat. We're going to talk about them in a second as well. The second country that was announced was shocker of the evening, the Netherlands. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I think I pretty much said it with North Macedonia. I mean, the Dutch should be very proud. The buzz is indeed true for the Dutch. I think he gave his best performance so far. The jury show that I watched in the arena yesterday, really beautiful, really nice to see the staging come together. I hope Ilse and Duncan and company are really happy with what they have. And it looks like, the odds don't mean a lot to some people, but he is rising in the odds. So could we see Amsterdam 2020? We'll find out on Saturday.
Let's take a look at this real quick. I mean, it's a little early, but he's already up to 40%. He was like 38.
That's the highest he's been in a while. So.
No, ever.
Ever, yeah.
So this is definitely going up. There are other ones that's probably going to climb up here a little bit right now. Switzerland comes to mind that one's going to go up. But yeah, I mean, obviously this one was a little unsurprising, I guess. But that is...
Do you know what I wonder? Is our stream at 100% or is it going at a slower speed?
No,
is
that's
that something doable? No? Okay. No. There's a lot of noise. There's a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, it could be. Sometimes it's the internet connection. It could be as well, so don't worry about it. As far as Netherlands is concerned, yes, I feel the same way about it. It was unfortunately, fortunately announced early because I was always getting nervous anyway because I wanted to go through. So seeing them early on, I'm like, okay, we got the Netherlands out of the way. Nothing to worry about there. So that is good. It was the least surprising qualifier amongst others, but very well deserved, and it's the one to beat still. Now, the next one was actually a little bit more of the biggest surprise, some may say, Albania. Now, I'm going to say about Albania, I didn't put it in my ranking because I was worried that the juries may not get it and it's too forward. And when you even looked at the lighting, when you hit those buttons on the Eurovision.tv app, the whatever lights they're called, when the colors didn't go that in Albania's favor. They just look kind of, okay, this is just mediocre according to the lights. Fortunately, that was definitely misleading. They qualified. I am happy, and people were saying earlier, Matt, you always underestimate. You didn't think Albania was going to qualify last year. You were wrong, and now again. I'm glad to be wrong, because Albania so often has been overlooked and underappreciated. So maybe I feel like I'm burned, or I feel like I'm just like scarred by them. So I'm being more pessimistic, but I'm thrilled. It's high up in my ranking in that semi anyway. I'm glad that Albania is through, and I'm happy to be wrong.
Yep. Hey, Nori Vegan, thanks for your super chat. How was Malta compared to rehearsals? It felt like amateur hour at the local bar. It was the only result that I was not happy about. I mean, I think a lot of people were saying, was this the right song for Michaela? But it is nice to see Malta with their spot again in the final. Fernando's very happy. This is the first time since 2016. So welcome back. And, there was something very sweet to see the emotion on her face. I mean, she was very uncomfortable on stage during the first rehearsal. Her vocals were not the greatest, but she is seeing constant improvement. And think about the fact that Malta went through so many revisions in the rehearsals. They had the walls. They were told they couldn't have the walls, and then during the full rehearsal yesterday, we saw that the walls were back. So a lot of stress, a lot of things Malta were going through. One thing I do want to note that, the conspiracy theory in me, Sean and I saw this tweet, and it said, wouldn't it be funny if the favorite country was drawn early on so that they could snatch one of those 2 or one of those 3 second half points at the top of the fishbowl or whatever they draw in. So if you're a Dutch fan, you should actually be really happy that they were randomly selected early, because that means they have a shot for one of those 3 spots. The country that's going to have the least favorable draw is going to be Malta, unfortunately, because they're going to be the last likely to draw.
Yes, that is true. But not to, let's go back to the topic in the order where we're talking about Albania. What are your thoughts about Albania?
Oh, yeah. Albania. I actually, I think the one thing I really liked about the performance is the strength not only of her vocals, but also the vocals of her backup singers. I think her backup singers each have really powerful, strong voices. When I was at the jury show yesterday, I was really impressed by each of their vocals individually and just how each of them played a role in the overall feel of the song. So really good use of the vocals in a unique and strange, different way. And maybe the jury's really dug that.
Yeah, maybe. But we're happy anyway, so we'll come to see if that was the difference between televoters and juries. We don't know yet for sure. Then the fourth one, anything to add, Sweden?
Sweden, I mean, I kind of sarcastically said, shocker there. But Sweden is really perfected its track record, and I think Sweden is one to watch out for. I think a lot of people are kind of doing the 2014 thing where they're saying Sweden's going to do really well, but I don't think they're going to win Eurovision. But we'll not know until, we find out more about the drawing order and we see kind of the feel of the show.
Yes. Exactly. Sweden, yeah, obvious, no surprise of that. I'm thrilled anyway. I love the Swedish song, and it's absolutely deserved. Not because it's Sweden, always qualify. It's just a good song. I looked again at those slides at the Eurovision app when they light up the building and people can vote, give 12 to 1 point. It went red like almost immediately. So this is
red
not
be good.
Yeah, red is good. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue. So if it's blue, it's bad. So red, it was amazing. It's not just a jury pleaser. It's clearly going to be a televote pleaser as well. So therefore, it's very well deserved. Nothing else to add. Going to do a really good job. Top 5 for sure. I'm not even counting out a victory for Sweden again, for sure.
Yeah.
Sergei Lazarev, Russia, qualified.
Welcome back to the final with the same artist he last qualified for.
I know, isn't that it's so weird?
Yeah,
3
it's
years
really funny
ago.
when you think about that. But we've been saying he's been out for blood. Is this a winning performance? I'm going to kind of put it in the same category as Sweden. I think it's a song that's going to finish very highly, but I think is it a winner? I'm not sure. I think the more important question is Sergei going to finish second?
Yeah.
Or maybe is he going to best his result? I think he's actually going to tie potentially. I actually think he could finish second. Is this a winner? I wouldn't be surprised if it was, but I just feel like, once you find out the running order, maybe we'll see something there. Again, running order and 3 positions left. Isn't it funny that Netherlands, Sweden, and Russia were some of the first 5
Yeah, the first
qualifiers?
5 to be qualify. So yeah, it's definitely
They have good shots.
nerve-wracking, but it's good that it happened. Yeah, I mean, Russia. Once again, people know I love the song. I love Sergei, and it's not going to win. I don't agree with it either. That being said, I'm just happy he got through and that Russia is back in the finals. I don't know what else to add. As far as the predictions are concerned, now we have to wait what half is going to be performed in, because keep in mind, only 3 of tonight's songs will be in the second half. Everyone else will be in the first half. So some of the favorites are bound to be in the first half, which is not always the end of the world. So don't just get too worried about that. But yeah, so this is definitely another non-surprise. We got a few of the obvious ones out of the way. Moving on with Azerbaijan, also a little bit more on the obvious side.
Yeah, again, Netherlands, Sweden, Russia, Azerbaijan, all favorites, all heavily been discussed over the week. Funny that they were randomly selected first.
Yeah.
So, I can't help but notice that pattern of this random selection. But
Random.
Random.
It's basically in no particular order.
Do they say random or no
They
particular
say
order?
random, but
Yeah.
it's in no particular order.
They really should just say in no particular order. and
Because
just-
it used to be, that pulled the envelopes. That was completely 100%
2007,
random.
yeah.
I mean, in the end, the announcing order isn't as important because it's not like you get a specific running order based on how you're being announced.
But it is, because there's 7 spots left for first half and 3 spots for second half.
Yes.
So your likelihood of getting in the second half. It really depends on what other people are drawing.
This is saying it doesn't matter because it really comes down to what other goes. So it's just even.
It'll only be in your favor if other people start drawing first half
Right.
more.
But could go either way. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I don't think necessarily it matters.
But as soon as someone draws the second half, everyone else's odds are lower.
Yeah.
And I think it would be really hard to. I mean, we could do some bootstrapping techniques statistically to figure out how the odds could change.
Yes.
What's the likelihood of that? But too much work for me right now.
Hitting the
Sorry.
table.
Sorry, hitting
Are you
the
on a
table.
boom,
Yeah,
boom,
sorry, I'm just
boom.
like pissed off. I'm
Nine,
angry.
nine.
I'm not German.
I know. Azerbaijan, I mean, obvious qualifier, and as you pointed out, it's very interesting how most. I mean, Albania was maybe North Macedonia wasn't quite as obvious, people are saying, but other than that, it's been a lot of obvious qualifiers, or likely qualifiers, we should say. And I'm glad for Azerbaijan. I was a big fan of the song from the get-go, and the fact that it qualified makes me happy. Again, they missed last year as well.
Yeah. I mean, who knows? Maybe North Macedonia or Albania really did well with the juries last night, or maybe did really well with the televoters, and there maybe is something there.
I will answer a few questions as well in just a minute. We just want to go through the list first, and then we'll talk to you guys as well. We just want to talk this through real quick. Denmark, I got to go first on this one. Through, and I did predict. Did you predict this one?
No.
No, I'm not sure I'm the only one who predicted it, but I just had this inkling that it was going to happen for Denmark. Now, there could have easily been the 10th qualified, but I just know that this has enough appeal to just the average viewer. Like, this is so cute. Let me vote for it. And I can see the jury's liking that as well. Now, did it top the semi-final two? No. I'm sure about that, but I just knew it could slide in, and I am thrilled. I've been very vocal about myself. I'm so happy with the results today. So happy. I'm not surprised. I think I'm the only one who's not surprised about this one.
You're the only one that said they were going to make it to the final.
I
we
was?
had them 12th overall.
Oh. Well, I got lucky. But no, I'm really happy about it. I'm not too shocked, but this was a sweep for the Nordic countries in this semi, at least. So all in except Finland. But in this one in particular, your thoughts? What Denmark?
I guess the song is sweet, saccharine. I guess there's something there that maybe I don't see, and that's okay. Mm-hmm. But I was really sure that I actually thought Romania was going to make it. They didn't, but moving on.
Yeah, it's moving on. Norway. I was so nervous about Norway. I put them actually as a borderline qualifier. I was so worried about the juries, but I knew that the televoters would give them enough oomph to really stay in there. And I may be wrong, maybe the juries liked it better, but I'm glad it's through. It's just a party song. It is so Eurovision, but good Eurovision. Like music we can be proud of, not be ashamed of.
Yeah.
So I'm glad it got through. I saw them and I was like, oh, yes, that was my first jump out of the chair moment, because that was a little bit more of a pleasant relief.
I think everyone's bracket was broken, potentially, except for a few all. I know there are a lot of people who championed Albania, but I think when Albania was noted as being a qualifier, I think a lot of people started saying, all right, what's out of the mix now?
Yeah.
And then once Denmark came to the mix, a lot of people started getting worried. And I think a lot of us went to, so who's out? Is it Norway? And having Norway next was kind of a breath of relief for a lot of the fans in here in the press room.
Although we kind of called it was like Switzerland, Malta were the two most likely qualifiers next, and that's how it happened. So we got that one right at least. But yeah, Switzerland, relief as well. I mean, I still didn't get nervous about Switzerland. Even though we got two, I was like, it's going to go through. Why are we even, same for you?
I mean, we pretty much said it 9-10. It's Switzerland and Malta. Who else can it be?
Yeah. But even Switzerland, Malta, I was more nervous than with Switzerland. I felt
would say that as well.
Yeah. But happy. It's been, remember how long last time they were in?
Switzerland?
What was last time?
2014.
Ding, 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 ding. Yes.
Yeah.
So that is very... and also just letting you know, we're going to talk about the non-qualifiers, and the press conference is about to start. Is someone paying attention to the press conference? Okay, thank you. So Sean and Fernando are paying attention, and we'll let you know about the first and second half and all of that stuff. Oh, Sean Casey, just saw your reaction video from semi-2 qualifiers. Someone give David a big hug for me. I think he needs some time, but I'm going to give him a little pat on the back. Okay, he's getting a hug too. We love you. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize it was that hard for you. I'll let you give me a moment. Sorry. Oh, now I feel horrible. Oh, no.
I know we're sad. Let's move on real quick because I don't want to make it more worse. Feelings gone.
This is right just too much.
I know. Malta.
This is the beautiful thing about Eurovision. It's, you go through this range of emotions, and I kind of watch the press center, and I kind of, at times, I'm very guilty of rolling my eyes, seeing the reactions of some of the fans when they get up and cheer, and then I realize, like, I don't have that same fever for Eurovision. I don't have that same reaction because I really don't have a country that I can really show pride for or have this bit of identity with. And I'm Scottish-Irish. I guess I don't look at the same for me. I don't cheer by Irish or Scotland for a result.
Yeah.
I mean, the fans have this deep relationship with their countries. So I think, emotions like this that we see are pure and beautiful, good or bad or positive or negative. And I think, I keep saying this, and this is something I'm going to keep reiterating as long as I'm with ESC United. It's we have to respect how people react, good and bad, to results. And we should never stomp on anyone's when they are feeling low. And we should always let people, when they're happy, be happy. But when you're that person who's happy, you have to be respectful also.
Yes.
It's okay to say I told you so, but you can't start screaming I told you so in a real vindictive manner to everyone else. You can say I got it right, and we do that as well, but never do that at the expense of someone else's feelings. And don't hurt their feelings.
Yes. Nor to be vegan gives a heart to David. Thank you for the super chat. He walked away from it. I'm not surprised. I didn't realize how hard it hit him.
I didn't realize that either.
And Marius Tabacchio, I'm only in shock when Denmark qualified. I wasn't, but I know a lot of people were. Yeah, I mean, he was very excited about it. Yeah, we got that. Okay, so it's and one thing I hate a lot is when when you talk about let people be happy. When someone really laughs and somebody like, ooh, you have a weird laugh, Zach, and like really takes you out of that moment. I hate when people do that. It's like someone is at the highest moment of joy, someone's laughing, crying, whatever it is of happiness, and someone makes like that kind of comment. Drives me nuts. Yeah. Anyway, let's move on. We're talking about Malta. Malta, poor little Fernando over there. No, he's not poor. Like he's happy now. But he was like, okay.
Oh.
Malta wants to join. So, come over for you for a second.
Video uploaded, by the way.
All right, what do you think?
About Malta, I think that they deserved it because they worked hard. Win it, very difficult, but the fact that we're one of the smallest nations in the competition, and the fact that Malta passed after quite a long time, it's going to refuel the Eurovision passion that maybe some people lost in the last few years, and that's a good thing, even for Eurovision itself.
Yeah.
So I'm really happy because also she's a young artist. Imagine if she didn't qualify, people would have watched her.
With that would have been bad. I can see that, and that's always the pressure in the small countries in particular. If it happens in Germany, it still kind of sucks, but it's not quite as dramatic.
Germany don't care, but
yes, I mean care, but it's different.
It's different.
Yeah. And you saw her, Zach. That was the longest shot I've ever seen the camera on a qualifier because she was like breaking down. The team was just hugging each other. It was very emotional.
It's hard being the 10th one. I even kind of said something on the reaction. That's how you react as the 10th qualifier. That's how you show how thankful you are. And you can, read into that any way you want. Let's just put it that way.
Yes. So, but I think everyone was genuinely happy for Malta. And they deserved it. They absolutely deserved it. They didn't deserve to go last again. And you called it on this one. I'll give you that. We're going to be last called. Like, you don't know that. And I'm like, sure enough, they were. I know why they're torturing you.
No, but I think this random thing, it's a random thing. But I think they do it for the show. Notice that on Tuesday they called Slovenia last. They always tend to call the small countries the last. In Iceland they were called eighth. You know what I mean? I'm surprised that they started with North Macedonia because I thought that North Macedonia will also take the butcher 8th or 9th, and also Albania they called quite really early.
Yes, that's true.
So someone told me when we were there in 2013, first semi, Netherlands was the last country. Someone in the press room said, and again, this is he said, she said, we don't know if it's true or not, but they were saying something about how the person who was in charge of that aspect of the show was Dutch. and that someone called him out saying, you purposely did that to mess with the Dutch fans, and supposedly the person in charge of that kind of smiled and winked and nodded. So that was back, so is it really random? We don't know, there's
No,
only
it's
so
not.
much.
We know that.
Well, we know it's not, but why would they say it's in random order then?
Because people don't want to, it's just like random order in that sense that, it
It's
was,
saying no particular order.
In no particular-
random is just putting them up for.
yeah, disaster. Yeah.
Just say it's
Not
just
all,
say
yeah,
no particular
there is
order.
an intent, say no particular order. That would have been, I think, a better wording. So now that we talked about all that, let's talk about the non-qualifier and how we feel about them. Out of the betting odds, the first one is Armenia, first of all, is out.
We kind of talked about that. Like somehow it was just not connecting with folks, and she's one of the strongest singers, one of the strongest vocalists, but just something wasn't connecting. And I still thought they were going to have a shot to pull it through. I would almost imagine that Romania were potentially the 11th place spot.
Yes. Thank you, Gerd Kurzel. I want to say 2 words. Romania robbed. Good night. Yeah, we're going to talk about Romania in a minute as well, but thank you for your super chat. It is very, very much appreciated. Now, Armenia, yes, I felt so bad because the book was, she's a star in Armenia, right? And she'd been asked for a few years now, and she declined, and now she felt the time was right. And then it just didn't pan out the second year in a row that Armenia did not qualify. It sucks. But as we said, it just didn't come across the way it was. I still think it's a good song, and she sounded good, but it just didn't click.
Do we know if she ever got a run-through, a redo?
We don't know for sure. I don't know.
So in the jury final, I was in the audience, and we watched, and we noticed she was kind of doing this point to her earpiece. Could she actually hear?
Yeah, she sounded still fine though. Considering I didn't think anything bad about
Let's
it.
also talk about the fact of how many artists from the first half didn't qualify, and how many from the second half did. I think this is one of the biggest contrasts that I've seen.
Yes.
The last 6 artists all qualified, which I've never seen anything like that. I don't think I've ever seen that before.
Yeah. But to be fair, I don't necessarily think it has to do with the running order. It was really, these were the favorites for the most part. Do you know what I mean?
It was a gauntlet, yeah.
Because Russia was high up, Norway was high up, Netherlands, Azerbaijan, North Macedonia became very
4,
popular.
7, 8, 11,
Yeah, Albania,
13 through 18.
none of them were so super surprising to me.
But I think I really like Armenia, and I always thought that she's going to qualify. But tonight there was something missing.
like what?
That's what I felt. And in fact, we were watching also the Eurovision app. It was quite greenish. It was quite greenish, so people didn't.
Yeah. No, you're right. It didn't.
And
There
also a minor disadvantage for Armenia. It's that when you are a little bit shaky and you have Azerbaijan in the same semi-final, that doesn't help.
Yeah. It was sad. I'm really sad that they didn't make it. That being said, I did predict them not to make it. After I watched it yesterday, I just had this gut feeling. I looked at it and like, it's not going to happen. And I took them out. And on that one, I was right. But I'm still sad. I'm not celebrating that. It sucks. Anytime someone doesn't make it, they're going through a lot of emotions right now. And
You could see her on screen as they were announcing. She was getting really.
she was like, you saw her like in the eyes, like, oh my God, she's getting really.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about another country that a lot of people thought could be a potential borderline qualifier, but it didn't happen. Romania is the peony. What do you think, Zach?
This is the one I thought would qualify. I thought it was enough. I thought it was a real captivating performance. I think the Romanians should be proud of their entry. I guess this is really a rough time for the Romanians. They've had such a good qualification record, and what's happened now is that they've gone from having a 100% qualification record to 2 years without qualifying, and I think there's going to be some rethinking that needs to be done. I think the thing that everyone's going to point out is a revamp of the scoring system for their national final.
Yes, I think that's when I do not want to pick on anyone with no. It's just unfortunate how everything went down. I thought Asta gave it her all, and I thought after tonight, this could actually qualify. I was like, I regretted my prediction because I didn't put Romania in, but then I saw like the reaction and I saw the app lights. It actually was pretty good. It was like yellow red.
fact, I changed my prediction from Armenia to from Armenia to Romania, but unfortunately both of them didn't make it.
So it definitely was unfortunate. And I see a lot of people talking about, of course, I'm not going to dance with the elephant in the room, the whole BB Block situation that they're blaming them. I don't blame. I mean, there were only two.
Blame the broadcaster.
Blame the broadcaster. And there were more. There were more than just two.
That much
jurors
pull from jurors should have never happened in the first place. This is a song contest that is supposed to be chosen by the people for the people.
Yeah.
Some people do make arguments that internal selection is better than a national selection, but if you're going to have a national selection, then let the people have the power, not
It depends.
jurors.
Sometimes it works, sometimes it
It
doesn't.
doesn't. Yeah.
Sometimes you get an artist
You can never get
that,
right.
that sometimes you get an artist that really relates to the people in that nation,
Yeah.
but to an international audience, it doesn't work that way.
Like Conchita was selected internally. Netta was selected internally. But then you had.
Well, she won Rising Star.
Yeah, but the song. Sorry, I should say the song itself. The
Yeah.
song, just like in Malta this year. I still consider that somewhat because you have no say in the song, and that is the most important part. But then, Mansemalo, Jamala, Salvador, they were all national finals. So it really varies. It really varies from that perspective.
Yep.
So we are very sad about Romania, even though I didn't predict it, it still sucks. Lithuania didn't make it. They were considered, they could make it, I thought, potentially with their big diaspora and friendly vote that they could potentially squeeze through, but I didn't put them in there and they did qualify, and I think, I'm not surprised. Its song was just not exciting enough. Any other thoughts on that one?
Yeah, it just kind of plodded along. It was a real nice song. It just wasn't meant for Eurovision, I think.
Yeah.
It's a pity though. Every song.
Of course, it's not we didn't get it, but I wasn't surprised. So just in case, the press conference happening right now, they're talking to North Macedonia. I mean, they're talking tomorrow from them, not North Macedonia. She'll draw her number shortly. We'll let you know, and if you're watching. Oops, I clicked on the wrong link here. Moldova. Okay, I'm gonna say something horrible right now. Forgive me. I'm kind of relieved it didn't qualify, and I mean it in a mean-spirited way. I really mean it as I'm glad. This song would have never qualified if you would just stand and sang the song. I was worried that they were able to get away with, let's just stage the heck out of this one and distract people from the actual song.
And people on social media were noting, this is fake, this is pre-recorded. I mean,
It didn't work.
I think, I love Ksenia Simonova. I think she's an incredible artist. But there really was a lot of friction, I could tell, of who was the focus of this. And Ukraine 2011, people don't like making comparisons, but there are the comparisons. We can't not talk about it.
Yeah, it's the same person.
The focus was on the standard being done live. This time it was about, is it her doing it live? Is it the pre-recorded footage? Is it Anna? There was just a lot of creativity that was in place that was really overshadowed by something we've seen before, and something we've seen before that was done better. And enough people on social media realized it and said, we've seen this before. I've seen the memes about, copy my homework, but do it a little differently.
Yes.
And
But I think we're leading we are in a year where tricks worked for certain countries, but for others it didn't. We are leaning to a winner with a simple staging.
Just picking.
so North Macedonia.
So let's take a look. North
She's
Macedonia.
really, she's screwed up the system. She
I
just
know.
moved it all.
The system, you come
Yeah.
conspiracy theory again.
Conspiracy theory,
She's going
nothing
to
from the
throw
top.
She got first half.
She got first half.
So she's going to form the first half of North Macedonia. I think they're just glad they're in this finals.
I'm just glad she mixed that thing around. So many of my conspiracy theories are false.
Thank God.
Because
it
usually,
gets
because
old.
I thought they were like, and we're just gonna move along to Duncan and let him draw first.
Nope.
This helps his chances.
All
His
right.
probability has gone up.
Okay.
Now
So
has a 33% chance of choosing the second half.
yeah. So let's talk about the next non-qualifier, I should say. And again, I want to just point out it was really just nothing against the artist. It's just really rubbed me the wrong way what they did with the staging and what they were trying to get accomplished. Maybe I'm oversensitive to that because I'm a die-hard fan, and it just bothered me. So forgive me if I'm being too harsh on that. The next one is Austria. I'm going to go with it first. I got 9 out of 10 right today. Austria's the one I got wrong. I just thought that the juries, and I still feel as it was in the jury's top 10, but it wasn't enough to drag it to the top 10 overall. So that is unfortunate. I thought she did well, but Fernando and I looked at that app thing, and it was like blue. People disliked this song. It was the only song I think that went blue tonight. Even Latvia didn't turn blue, which is like the lowest of low.
I have to admit I'm disappointed that Austria didn't do it.
Yeah.
Slightly I am, because they had such a good performance, but however there are also many merits. No?
Yes.
So people I think went for Albania rather for Austria. That's how it happened.
Yes. Any other thoughts on Austria on your end?
You know, I was checking social media and everyone was just saying, can this woman hold a note? And I feel bad because she had some really spectacular performances. I wonder if this is a case where it was just too much emotion and not enough actual, staying on key, or I don't know what happened.
Oh, we're talking about the sound. We don't have sound, which is fine, because they're talking the Netherlands right now. So that was Austria. Then the next one, Croatia. We thought this could sneak into the finals.
I actually thought that could have been the 10th country chosen.
Yeah.
I was almost there thinking this could be it.
Well, Croatia, as I always said from day one, Rocco is a very lovely person. I think it's one of
Fantastic
the
singer.
best interviews I've ever had. He has such a great personality. But I think all the artists who are coming to Eurovision should watch Eurovision and see performances which went wrong.
Yeah. So
Croatia is a modern version of the Agarit of Malta 2010. That didn't work out. Croatia didn't work out.
All right,
I said it
Dunk.
from day one.
Yeah, so I did
So
it
Dunk-
right.
sorry,
so
yeah,
Duncan
Dunk.
is pulling his number. Is first a second half. First half for the Netherlands. So Duncan Lawrence will probably perform between 9 and 13 would be my guess.
Well, he won't be 13th because they won't put him next to Kobe. He'll
Oh,
likely
yeah.
be 12th.
Then 12th maybe. That is true. Good call. So yeah, but I can only add to what you were saying, Fernando. It's to me, I was very clear that I wasn't a fan of the Croatian song. I loved the national final. There were some really cool songs in Dora, and I'm so glad they brought it back. I think that people voted for the name with Jacques rather than the better song, and that they were in running that had more mass appeal. And they tried the best with the staging. It didn't work out. This is the second year in a row that Croatia didn't qualify, but I hope they'll be back. Hopefully they're not too upset. But yeah, not everyone can go. And then the last two we have here, I don't think come any surprises. Latvia.
No, I'm not surprised, but I still think Supernova's a decent national selection. And we just go back to the drawing board again, what we were talking about during the pre-show selection. You need dynamic songs. Songs can't just be nice. Nice doesn't win Eurovision. Songs have to be dynamic. They may be more at risk of being hated by a segment of the population, but you'd rather have a song that creates some sort of emotional reaction, positive or negative, than no reaction at all, which is, I think, what happened to Latvia.
But you know what I think? I think that Latvia, the problem with Latvia, if Supernova's not working for them, they simply go to an internal selection. Because sometimes change is good. Sometimes internal selections, you always get the same persons all the time, and it slacks.
Yeah, but you make
That's what changed. That's what happened to Malta. They changed the format. And
what?
I don't think Supernova's the problem. We're just making wrong choices. There's a lot of really good songs in that selection.
This was the weakest national final we had. There was not one single good song.
Can that pick up what Sean's saying?
No,
Mike?
they can't
So
hear.
what Sean said is it's not Supernova, it's the songs being included in the mix. That is the issue.
Yes, there was the weakest national final I want to say we had this year. Was the Latvian one. Because Supernova is not that old. So I'm not sure if we were ready to change it already because it's less than 5 years old.
I think it's a good selection.
It is a good selection. It's just this country, the song that they've chosen, we're like, what is it? It was very
That's the problem
amateur.
with small countries.
Yeah.
The small countries.
Look what Iceland did though. Iceland did
necessarily have
but
in small countries there's a lot of talent, but sometimes the talent gets lost.
Yeah.
This is what's happening in Latvia, I think.
And we have to remember also this is a song competition part broadcast, and for many of these countries, it's partially about the ratings it can generate through the song selection process nationally. And for many countries, it's possible that it doesn't matter what happens at Eurovision as long as they get good viewership across the season. So Malta X Factor is going to benefit from getting a huge stake of the population watching their channel amongst the other channels and programs that are available to select the person, and then to get that viewership once again at Eurovision. Many countries may not have that liberty, and they rely on the national selection as a means to get ratings. So that may be the case with Latvia.
It's the video. Okay, so then the last one is, can you check on the video? Ireland. Ireland is not through. It was last in the betting odds. Any shocks there?
No, not at all. I like the song, it's a bop, but just, again, wasn't right for Eurovision. I mean, I'm going to go out on a limb here and say, Ireland made it to the final last year because of the staging. I think it's just strictly that. I think the staging was dynamic. People were attached to it, but the song selections that they've chose over the past few years have been pretty stale, and I really would like to see that country do something a little differently. I think they are resting on the success of last year to give themselves confidence, and I think a lot of countries, I know that some of the Finnish Eurovision fans are talking about we need to have another thought process related to Finland. I think Irish fans should probably advocate for the same thing as well.
Okay, so we're now moving on for Albania's draw. First and second for Janita. We have first half and 3 second halves.
Did she just say, is that second?
First half for
first half.
Albania. So now we're back to 3 second halves and 3 first halves. This is looking better and better for Switzerland and Russia now, and Sweden.
And Malta.
And Malta,
Who
of course.
drew third? Because she's only the third one.
Yes, all 3 of them. It was Netherlands, it was North Macedonia, and her.
There were 7, so now it's 4 first
Oh,
half,
you're right.
3 second half.
4,
so
you're right.
Sweden's now dealing with
Odds have
pretty
increased,
much,
though.
44% chance of qualifying or being in the second half.
That's a much better position to be in right now. Getting those 3 out of the way is huge. Just to go back to Ireland real quick, I feel the same way what you said. I mean, Ireland to me was a likable song, but likable doesn't cut it, and it's not a very competitive song, and that is the issue. It's a song that you find on an album. It's not the single that you release kind of thing, and that is the thing what hurts the song the most. It was cute, it was likable, but it was also just not the song where you just be like, ooh, let me call in for that, and I think that would ultimately hurt it. That doesn't make it a bad song, even if she ended up in dead last, and that's the issue. You know, having a song contest like that is not perfect, because, you know, as I said, you know, certain songs just are not suited for a competition like that, and I think Ireland is exactly that.
You know what, Sarah, if you're watching this, I love your song. I will listen to your song, but the song wasn't made to.
I agree.
It wasn't
Yeah.
made for this competition. So
Yeah. So we're going to answer a few questions. So we had the first apparently we're announcing the qualification results quicker than the actual live stream. So here you go. So yes, any questions you may have now, I think this would be a good chance. We just want to talk it all through. I said a lot of them it was a pretty, the betting odds were also pretty spot on today with the results, so nothing too many surprises.
Armenia moved out earlier today.
But Romania moved in,
Romania
so
moved
kind of
in.
like tit for tat there.
So Armenia was the shocker, I
Yes.
think, in that sense.
Yes. If you have any questions at ES United in the chat so we can see it, we'll ask them. Make them, to this particular evening, if that makes sense. Don't ask again, well, who's going to win? I'll need to wait for the running order, which will happen later tonight or early tomorrow morning. They need to have it for the dress rehearsals tomorrow early afternoon. Questions, let's see here. How did On a Sunday win the national ending 8th in the televote? Well, we know how that happened. It was the juries had too much power in that particular because it was basically 5 jurors. There were only 6 jurors. So basically, the televote only counted as the 7th juror. Right? And so they were almost insignificant.
86% of the vote was determined by 6 individuals. 1 juror had the same equal weighting as all the Romanians that voted.
Yeah.
So by the time they got past the jurors' elections, it was already pretty much set that on a Sunday one.
Yes.
So a lot of people said the televote's going to matter. Sweden is about to draw.
Oh, yes.
And they're going to draw
First
half. Oh,
Why are you
wow.
excited, Sean?
So now it's
Oh.
50-50. It's away from what? Oh, it's away from Michael Rice. Oh.
Oh. Well, you don't know that. He could be 13th, and Michael Rice could be 16th. Or
Yeah,
something
he
like
could be 13th and 15th.
Yeah.
So, we now have Russia. So what happens if Russia goes in the second half?
But before you say that, now it's 3-3, right?
Yep, so
we got
50-50 chance.
So I don't think it's going to change a whole lot.
Yeah.
I still think that Russia is not going to win, but it's a better, could help.
And people were saying, well, that's why I'd rather draw last. But what would have happened had all 3 second halves been chosen early on? Then everyone would have been first half.
Now it's like, okay, we're back to even field. So I'm sorry, there are a few questions. Yeah. What time do we find out the running order for the final? It's usually like,
Sometime tonight, very late.
yes, because they're going to, once we have the actual halves, the producers all walk into a room and start chatting, putting the papers on the wall, moving things around. So sometimes it takes like probably an hour or two or something like that. Yeah, usually like 2, 3 a.m. in the morning, because they need to have it as soon as possible. Tomorrow at 1 o'clock or so, that's when the first dress rehearsal starts.
Yeah, and they'll have an idea. I think they honestly have an idea. They're going with an idea of where they're going to put stuff.
They have a tentative probably kind
Yeah,
of.
tentative based upon their own. People on usually on average get 7 to 8 right. So maybe they do that, but they'll never let us know.
Yes.
God forbid if that was ever leaked, that would just spell bad news for the EBU. But I could imagine that that's kind of done, or they kind of assume there's this many slow songs, there's this many fast songs. Where can we put things?
Yes. Did you guys know Azerbaijan setting was done by the same team who did Jamala and Milovin?
No, I didn't.
No, I didn't know either, but there's so many songwriters, there's often overlap, but cool.
I know the songwriters were, 2 of them were from Equinox last year. 2 of them, the songwriters of Truth was,
Yes.
yeah, previous artists from Bones.
Yes. Technical issues.
Equinox.
What?
From Equinox. I keep
yeah.
wanting to call them Bones.
Technical issues with the UK performance. Looks like it stopped filming. Really? I honestly, none of us was paying attention to that, because we've seen it so many times that we are like getting ready for camera work and getting what? No, it's not the UK. I'm talking about in general. We didn't pay attention to Germany or Italy even, because everyone's doing their thing. We're going to start the live stream. Sean was recording the reaction of the press center, that kind of stuff. So we didn't pay attention to that. Not because it was the UK. I didn't mean to get
I want to see if other people noticed. In social media, I was just thinking about it. Did anyone notice Armenia was singing to an empty arena at one point? Right before the
Yes,
high note.
I saw a clip you showed me.
Yeah, there was a clip of it on Twitter of people watching it, and people were saying, well, that was, a mistake. I don't think it was a mistake. I think it was planned, that it was supposed to be this contrast of an empty arena and then transitioning back to this full arena. But I guess I never noticed that until someone brought it up on social media today.
Well, it was such a I didn't pay attention again.
Yeah.
I'm like really bad, but I pay attention during the show because I do other things because I've seen it so many times. A good year for the Balkan countries. We have Serbia, Slovenia, North Macedonia, Albania, Greece in final. Oh yeah, that is a good year. Hopefully,
everyone's
cancel each other out.
Croatia, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's a good year. Good songs as well, so it's deserved.
Yep.
Excuse me, my voice. When you ask questions, make sure you say @ESC United so we can see it. We're waiting for Russia to draw their running order. First or second half, the 50-50 shot now.
Yeah. He was patting Philippe. I thought he was going to put his hand in, but he keeps doing this like.
He's like pointing at, but he's like pointing at, I think, it's Philip Kukro.
That man never ages.
Do the eliminated countries just go home now?
He's going forward.
He's going for it. I'm going to
answer.
answer the question afterwards. So,
They're teasing us. Oh, see. Oh, they're good for them. They're mixing things up.
yes.
All right. I am secretly hoping for first half.
Why?
Half, just so there's more competition. But I think he's going to get second.
First half.
Wow. This is interesting.
So now Malta looking good, Switzerland looking bad, but there's still 3 of 2. So the first 5 countries all drew first half. So to answer,
These producers are going to be up late.
I know, right? Now it's looking good for the rest of them. But most fan favorites are no longer.
What if Azerbaijan chooses second half?
Well, then they're going to be somewhere in between. I mean, and I'm not sure what you mean by that.
I don't know. You know, we've talked about Azerbaijan being a dark horse. Maybe that running order will help them a bit.
Maybe
We'll see.
To answer the question, what the eliminated acts are doing, they are. It really depends on. Some of them stay actually because sometimes they're committed to concerts, but often they'll go home. I remember San Marino often just go straight home because it's a lot of money. Actually, everyone's a delegation, then they're on their own basically, that kind of stuff. So it depends. It depends. Some of them just stay, some of them go. It's up to them or the broadcaster, whatever they agree to.
Yeah.
I think most would just rather go home because it's very upsetting. It's very exhausting. Like you work for months so hard to really do something and then gone. You're over. It's all over. Okay, let's answer a few more questions while that's happening. BBC broadcast of the UK was fine, but on the ESC YouTube channel, they've only uploaded the clip from the broadcast rather than the full performance, stating technical difficulties.
Don't know.
Yeah, we don't have any answers for that because we're just in here, so doing this. Iceland, North Macedonia, Switzerland, and San Marino all broke the non-qualification streak. Yes, this was a good year for the ones that have waited a while.
I am now curious to see which countries are going to break their best record position.
I mean, North Macedonia.
Can we get the question in English first? Can we get the question?
Okay. Woo! Now they finally fixed the sound. Everyone wake up. Oh, North Macedonia's best result is I think 13th place, I want to say.
Yep, with 2006.
Yes. San Marino, I mean, they technically have a good shot at improving the result because 24th, right? Their best result?
Yeah,
25th?
third to last.
Third to last, 24th place. Although we have to wait and see. Who else has a good shot at, I think that's
No, not Switzerland.
Slovenia? 7th place.
Slovenia was 7th or 9th.
7th.
Okay. Who else? Those may be the countries to watch out for.
Yes, that's probably true.
Or Albania. Albania was 5th.
5th, yeah. I don't think that's going to happen, but it's possible technically, yeah. Is it possible the producers place Duncan at first performing places and takes Duncan's chance of winning down?
No, that was completely random. They were mixing things up.
Yes.
Chingiz from Azerbaijan is now drawing. They're playing the right song, thankfully. That's a start.
Yeah, they're not playing Austria's music.
Armenia's worse.
Second half. Azerbaijan will be in the second half. So now it's 2-2 again. Half 50-50 shot for the rest of them. Once again, we'll get the
It's 2-3. So it is now a 6% chance. Oh, there's 5 more countries left, I believe.
No, 4.
Are you sure?
Do your math. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
And
Denmark, Norway, we have 2-2. So Denmark, Norway, Switzerland, and Malta.
2-2. All right.
Yes. So keep asking questions while we're waiting for this, and then we'll...
Are Zips back in?
Come again?
Zips are back in?
What are you doing? Oh yes, yay Switzerland, Sweet Revenge, Zips. Thank you for sending the good vibes. I'm still saying you should have qualified, but you were also in a tough semi. But hey, at least Switzerland gets to, do their thing now, and it's rightfully deserved. And yes, so thank you for the support. We definitely they won everyone over here. That was one of the songs that people went crazy here, and it's just such an energy boost. That song. We are good friends. We think he did a performance like he killed. Absolutely agreed, Zips. So thank you again for the shout out. And thank you, Far North, for your super chat. What's wrong with the audio? I don't know what it is. We tried to fix it. It's low sound. There's not much you can do. So this is the best we have for you. Hopefully we fix it the next live stream. In the meantime, questions are coming in. is it better to be in the first half or second half in the final? Statistically, the second half. Some people saying this might make a difference, a good song will win, but there are other factors besides that. Human nature, people turning in late, and all these other things that just, could play a part in it.
Did I just hear this question in the press conference?
No.
Some people had your song last in their predictions. There's so many better ways you could ask that question. A lot of people.
Was that the extra?
I don't know who it was. A lot of people didn't think you would have a shot at qualifying. Like
Denmark's drawing.
And EBU press are getting lessons in media training.
Yes. First half.
First half.
So Norway, Switzerland, and Malta. 2 will be in the second half, 1 in the first half. I'm so happy Albania qualified. Nikolai Muller, thank you so much for that, for your super chat, and I'm very happy for them as well. And I want to say it again because people will always come for me anyway. You always underestimate Albania. As explained it, I wanted them to qualify, so I am thrilled. They absolutely deserve it. It's a wonderful song.
So Norway's up. Did someone? I think someone mentioned they may have flubbed the lyric. I didn't notice though.
Yeah, once again, I didn't pay much attention.
Well, we did, but it's just.
I said I, not you.
If you can get through a flub without knowing anything.
Yeah, most people don't know the lyrics. We know the lyrics. Yeah, I mean, that's true. And it happened before at Eurovision, actually. Don't you agree that Latvia did well, though it didn't qualify? I like that she connected with us. I like the song. I think they did well. The song just never stood a chance in a song competition because it's not a song that works well at a contest like that. This is a song that you listen to relaxing on the couch or when you take a nice bubble bath. But it's not that kind of song that people go crazy over. That's what we need juries for, in my view. That's why I am supportive of it. Now that we know the finals, who do you think will close the show? Well, we have to wait because we have 3 more countries drawing the numbers.
And 2 more second halves.
Yes, exactly. So we ask us in 5 minutes.
So we've talked about if Norway were to draw first half, we could see that opening.
That could be an opener. That could absolutely be an opener. But I don't think they're going to do it because it just opened the semifinal last year. You know what I mean? They take stuff like that in consideration. So that would be my guess. When does the second half start? Past 14, correct, 14 and up. But Israel is 14 already, so it's going to be 15 and up in this particular case. Do you know something about the Euro and Portugal votes? We heard about it just as much as you have, but I don't have any other comments on that. And Zach, it was Tom Hugo saying the one line twice in a row. That is what happened. I didn't notice it. So
I didn't notice it either.
If you can cover, yeah, it does happen. You know, I mean, it's unfortunate, but he covered well clearly because nobody cared. Could you see? Oh, he said, "I hear you calling me at night." Oh, that's a little thing. Could you see Russia and Sweden performing 13th and Duncan 12th with the break in between to set up? You know, with having Russia, Sweden, and other, they're going to spread them out probably a little bit.
Yeah, they are going to have to find a place with Kobe and Russia. They can't have back-to-back because they need time.
Yeah.
So Russia may be like 5th or 6th.
Yes. I could see Russia was 7th or something like that.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so Norway is drawing. They're half. They got second half. See, they're very excited.
I forgot about Switzerland. Switzerland now got a 50% chance of
Yes, I was
qualifying.
going to say that.
Forgot
So
about
Switzerland has a 50%.
I just saw Luke mouthing along singing.
Same for Malta. One of them is
Yeah.
going to be first half, one is going to be second half. So we'll know when he draws for Malta as well, because there's only one leftover Parchin in there. So any other questions? Feel free to shoot them, send them our way. Did you say that earlier you were going to be talking to Icelandic media? That's correct. I already spoke to them, and that has been taken care of. The UK will place probably 15th in the running order. States the producers have a bias against the UK. It would be difficult. I don't think they have a bias. They gave Molly last position. They gave Joe and Jake second to last. That is just not true. They gave Lucy a great run. Siri was in the first half. She got like ninth or something like that. That's not based on numbers. The only time they got a less fortunate run was in 2015. Still in Love with You, and I think that was the year where they could have done it actually. What if Denmark and Iceland are next to each other? That is what we're all hoping for. The question is, which one should go first? Should hate prevail, but then Denmark comes and love us forever? I think that's hilarious.
I don't know.
Would you prefer to have the run order totally random or with producer's pick?
I do love the flow of the show. So there are some benefits of producer-driven, but randomization is something that creates a potentially fair song contest. It's really just a song contest more than a TV show or vice versa. I think the EB is going to say it's a TV show first and foremost.
I wish they would do something a little bit more rather than having two halves, like 4 quarters at least. Something like to make it a little bit less impactful. And they still have some wiggle room to mix things around.
Yeah. Someone was saying like they wish Switzerland had opened the show, but we always say like the song that goes first has to be a good representation. But unfortunately, if you have a really popular song go first, then people who are tuning in later are going to miss that popular song.
Yes. And that's what they're trying to avoid. That's why I'm like it. If it were up to me, 100% random. I understand you always take a chance to get like 6 ballots in a row, but it is a fair thing to do. Do you think Turkey's rejoin if Azerbaijan wins or without Azerbaijan win?
I think they would with Baku hosting again.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's more than that because they don't want to have to be in the contest.
Yeah, but we'll see.
So here's Switzerland. Where's Fernando? Will miss it. All right. It's going to be Malta or Switzerland in the first half.
If it's in the second half, that's going to be really interesting. Like that would really help Switzerland's chances in the second half.
Second half.
For Switzerland.
So that means Malta will perform in the first half of the show.
If you think prices in Tel Aviv are expensive, just wait till you're Zurich next year.
Zurich is not cheap, to say the least. That is true, but let's not get there yet. I still don't think it's going to win. It's going to be like, I think the Jews will not put it at the top, but could easily be a runner-up. It's one of those songs that I don't want to put money down to win, but I would put money down as a runner-up. As weird that is.
I'm from Malta, of course, as we for 1 use. First of all, I was changing.
Okay, sorry for the Croatian guy. Magical voice ruined by one of the worst songs ever to be written. Because son, it is. I basically agree with you. It's not a good song, but it's a wonderful singer, and he deserved a better song. And I hope that will not hurt his career.
It would have been better in Croatian, 100%.
Yes, but even then, I don't think it would have been enough. But I agree with you on that. Yes.
I feel really proud to have passed to the final.
Just looking at Michaela makes me so sad. I want to watch that video later about her, qualifying. It was so touching.
Many favorites from Snoomer Ricken. Many favorites in the first half. Do you think this means we'll have a more exciting close rate? Now remember, there are a lot of countries in the second half, such as Italy and France. So this may help Italy and France with some of the buzz they've been getting. But yes, I think it will create a much more exciting show.
I think so.
I think the running order has given us that liberty to have a more exciting show, but I still think the odds favorite is still in a really good position to do well.
Yes. The odds favorite, and also they look at the results as well. Because I've seen, they never put like the winners like at the very beginning of the set. It just doesn't happen when they're in the first half. The second half, it's a little less impactful.
It will be interesting to see what they do with Russia and Israel, because Israel is going to require a break of some sort.
Can we see the scene? What scene? I know what you mean by scene. If you want to see the press room, there's not much we can show you right now. There's not a lot of people in here. But I can show you.
You have to kind of adapt, and you have to be by yourself. You have to challenge yourself, and you have to believe in yourself most importantly. And
So Michael's saying Shalva bad performance was awesome. I enjoyed it thoroughly. Thank you so much, Shalva. I can tell you they got a huge standing ovation for a pretty long time in the jury show last night. A lot of people on Twitter were saying we need these folks at Eurovision next year for Israel. We all know the story behind it as fans of the ESC bubble, though.
Yeah, they will never be able to perform at Eurovision because of what it is. And I'm going to say something probably unpopular opinion. I wasn't impressed.
You weren't impressed?
I was not impressed. I mean, she has a beautiful voice. The other one didn't sing much, but the main lead singer, she was singing. She has a beautiful voice. I don't know what else to say. The song wasn't the original music. It just was a pretty voice. Yeah. So I don't have any connection with them. I don't know much about them. So I was just like, it's kind of boring to me.
Yeah. I will say, speaking of Minvo acts, the illusionists, I don't think we'll see another illusionist or magician on Eurovision for a while.
I hope so.
You hope so, and then you hope they don't.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of magician things. Anyway.
That was just a bit dry. I mean, that stuff like that I think is better on real life, not on TV. It was a good attempt. Oh, they're gonna figure out where they're gonna put Malta.
Oh, the suspense.
God,
She may not even know.
People can do the math. Oh, jeez, I'm so surprised.
First half. I don't think she cares, but she's just glad that she's there. You can see.
God.
So, any other final thoughts before we call it a night? Because we gotta get out of here at some point.
These press conference hosts make the Eurovision hosts historically look so much better.
I know, right?
I will say that I have never been impressed with the press conference hosts. That's my personal opinion.
Same
I
here.
don't feel like there's one year where the press conference host really made it about herself. This year we've seen so many issues. It's just
Denmark was good, but you weren't there. But they were good. In
They were
Denmark.
good. Yeah, I just feel like, there's a reason why they're the press conference hosts, not the row hosts. Let's just put it
Exactly.
that way.
Just to wrap it up real quick, we'll be back tomorrow for the first dress rehearsal. You can watch You can listen in with us as the whole thing is happening. So I think it starts at 1 tomorrow, I want to say, Central European time. But I'll put up a link for sure. And then in the evening, it's ready the jury show. And then we're done also a few days from now.
And Madonna, we are not sure what her rehearsal schedule is. I know with Justin Timberlake, they didn't allow Preston during that. They did not televise it. He was at the jury show the day of. I know folks are asking about what are our favorites, what are our predictions. We're going to refrain from sharing that just yet. We kind of have to, think about that as well. I've been saying I've been stubbornly supportive of one country. I am now having a lot of second thoughts and determining if I'm going to be consistent with my stubbornness like a good Sagittarius or if I need to rethink things, but we're going to have our rankings.
Don't say I'm Sagittarius too.
You're stubborn and loyal.
I'm loyal, but I'm not stubborn.
There is enough video evidence. You are stubbornly polite to people.
That's like a backhanded compliment there.
No, it's just like the reporter. You were so polite, whereas I was just like, that's rude. And I was saying that I didn't even realize the fact that that will one day be archived on YouTube and then used by the Icelandic press. And thankfully they chose a quote that made me look really good.
I know, that's a difficult thing to do. No, seriously. So, people, and keep in mind, the running order will be up in a couple of hours or so, I would assume. So, we'll have it definitely in time for the show, the first show tomorrow. So, we gotta head out. Thanks again. We just wanted to talk this through. We are exhausted, but thanks for tuning in. Be back tomorrow, okay? Wish you all a good night because we need some sleep.
I'm tired. See y'all.
Bye.